Everybody, welcome to the video Money and Credit Economics Class 10. In this video, we will know about what is money, barter system, old forms of money, modern forms of money, currency, medium of exchange, deposits with banks, demand deposit and checks. So let us see what is money. A current medium of exchange in the form of coins and banknotes, item or verifiable record that is generally accepted as payments or goods and services and repayment of debts in a particular country or social economic context, or easily converted to such a form. The main functions of money are distinguished as a medium of exchange, a unit of account, a store of value, and sometimes a standard of deferred payment. Any item or verifiables record that fulfills these functions can be considered as money. Let us see some old forms of money. Old forms of money came into use as metallic coins, as gold, silver, copper coins, a phase which continued well into the last century. The modern forms of money, which comprise currency, paper note, coins, deposit with banks. Currency is the modern forms of money, includes paper notes and coins. It is not made of precious metals as gold, silver, copper coins. Way to modern coins. Modern forms of money, they came earlier in modern age, is not made up of gold, silver or copper. Unlike grain and cattle, they are neither of everyday use. The modern currency is without any use of its own. Here we see the barter system. Now what is barter system? Barter system is a system in which goods are exchanged for other goods. But there are a lot of constraints or limitations of barter system. We'll see here what are the constraints. First of all, lack of double coincidence of wants, difficulty of storing value, deferred payments are difficult, some goods are indivisible. Lack of double coincidence of want means when both the parties agree to sell and buy each other's commodity, this is known double coincidence of wants. But every time it is not possible that both the people will agree to exchange their thing. So there is a lack of double coincidence of want. Here we see credit. What is credit? Credit is an agreement in which the lender agrees to supply the borrower with money, goods or services in return for the promise of future payment. It is contractual agreement. There are two forms of credit, informal credit and formal. Informal sector is such as ancient credit system in India. This sector involves indigenous bankers and moneylenders, easily accessible by the small and poor borrowers in both rural and urban areas. Simplified procedures and quick delivery of credit, heavy rate of interest sometimes leads to exploitation of the poor borrower. Transaction costs are low and repayment rates are very high. We see the formal sector of credit here, comprised of recognized banks and cooperatives. Many procedures and formalities leads to delay in obtaining credit. Interest rates are low. Main objective of formal credit is welfare of the people and not the profits. People are not exploited here and regulated and supervised by Reserve Bank of India. Now we see emergence of exchange. With the growth of the civilization, needs of people started increasing. People who were expert in producing some goods started taking it as a profession. They started collecting other goods that they need from other producers in exchange of the goods produced by them. A person making stone tools gives the tools to the hunter and gets meat against the tools, so which leads to development of barter system. We know that before the modern forms of money came, the barter system was in use. Now we see here need of double coincidence of want. Why do we need double coincidence of want? Because suppose for an example, if a potter makes pots and wanted to exchange his pots for some clothes, he visited all nearby cloth makers, but none of them ready to give the clothes in exchange of these pots. They want something different against their clothes. So to practice barter, there must be double coincidence of wants. The person should agree to exchange their thing. Here we see commodity, example of commodity money. Various commodities have historically served as money. Cattle, tobacco, sugar, grain, nails, shells, hides, metals. They all served as money. People used to purchase things by exchanging these commodities. But the transaction is still essentially a barter trade of one good or service for another good. So limitation with commodity money is lack of standard measure of value. You cannot measure the value of a ship with a kilo of rice. Problem in storing value, problem of transferring value, and deferred payment is not possible. Suppose if you are purchasing something at the same time, you have to give the means exchange product, but in barter system it always not possible. Here we see some metallic money. Some precious metals like gold, silver, etc. having common utility were started using as medium of exchange, which were known as metallic money. These were easy to store and not get damaged, conveniently carry from one place to another, dividable in smaller parts. They can be easily divided. Now here we see some example of modern money where people can easily purchase things. That's all in this video. We'll continue in the next video.